All right, guys and gals, so another quick little update. Yesterday I mentioned that a bunch of Republicans had penned a letter regarding the red flag language that was in the National Defense Authorization Act, which 135 of them voted yes on, even though it included red flag legislation. Now, I'm aware that Representative Madison Cawthorn and a few others came out on record saying that they promised that they would remove the legislation or the verbiage from the legislation, and a couple of them gave different reasons on why they had to vote yes, had to vote yay on this bill. Now, I did a quick little blurb. I'm going to put that up right there. But for those who didn't see that, it is basically, they could have killed the bill to fix the bill before they had to vote yes on the bill. We've heard this before. Like, remember Obamacare? We have to pass the bill to know what's in the bill. That type of that type of thought process is dangerous. And for any member of Congress, no matter what side of the aisle they sit on, to promise the people that, hey, you know what? I had to vote yes on this now, even though it's a bad bill, but we're going to remove that language or that section or whatever at a later time in conference. Unless they have a supermajority, they really can't guarantee that. And that was my point with Representative Cawthorn's response. Kill the bill, fix the bill, before you have to try to fix it at a later point. And maybe you can't fix it at that point, but then it's like, hey, we tried. I don't like that style, and America, you shouldn't either. So after that video, after the names of those Republicans that came out in favor of, they voted yes on the bill, people were holding their representatives responsible, calling them out, demanding accountability, and it worked. GOA was also pushing hard in DC on this with the Republican leadership in the House. And we have a letter from a vast majority of the Republicans. So 135 voted, I'm simplifying this, okay? 135 voted yes on this bill with red flag in the military. But this letter, 163 of them came out in opposition to red flag. And I'm going to put the letter here on screen as well as the people who signed it so that you can pause it and see if your representative is on here. And I'll also put a little caption in for all of the representatives who voted yay on it. And I went through this letter, and a majority of the people who are on this letter are the ones who voted yay. So they felt the pressure from the people, and it worked. So here's the letter. It says, Dear Chairman Smith, Ranking Member Rogers, Chairman Reed, and Ranking Member Inhofe, as you begin the conference committee process to reconcile the House and Senate versions of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, for fiscal year 22, we write to strongly urge you to strike Section 529 of the House version, H.R. 4350. We are greatly concerned that if enacted, Section 529 would violate the Second Amendment rights of our nation's brave service members by allowing military judges and magistrates to issue military court gun confiscation orders. Even more concerning under this provision, such an order could be issued by a military court on an ex parte basis, meaning the order could be issued without the service member even being present in court to defend themselves. We believe this is a serious breach of due process that demands your full attention. Every single day, brave American service members serve in harm's way to defend our nation, our way of life, and the very constitutional rights that Section 529 would erode. This dangerous provision must be excluded from the final package. Again, we ask for your support to strike Section 529 of H.R. 4350 from the final conference report of the fiscal year 2022 National Defense Authorization Act. Thank you for your attention to this important matter, and please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions. Sincerely, it was penned by Stephanie Bryce. She was one of the Republicans who voted for it with red flag legislation, and Richard Hudson, who also voted yay for the bill with red flag language in it. All right, so here's my point, and you may disagree with me, and that's fine. But I have zero compromise with these clowns who are elected to represent us. They run on, hey, I stand for the Second Amendment, and I will stand for this, and we will get rid of the NFA, and we will get rid of this, and we will have national reciprocity. Look, if you signed onto a bill, getting it to pass in favor of it, and it had red flag legislation, and then people call you all out and then you pen a letter saying, hey, this stuff is bad and it should really be removed, it's going to violate the Second Amendment. But you voted for that even though it's bad, it should be removed and violate the Second Amendment. That's a thing called integrity, guys and gals. Integrity. I'm going to leave it at that because 135 people voted to violate the rights of our service members with red flag confiscation. Red flag violates a lot of our rights. And to have representatives in Congress, doesn't matter what side of the aisle on, but this just happens to be Republicans this time. 135 of them said, hey, we should pass this because, knowing that this language is in there. And the only reason that they've turned around is because they got caught and you put pressure on them. So keep putting pressure on these clowns. I'm going to keep bringing you this information. I hope you enjoy it. Again, accountability and integrity is all that matters for me for somebody in a leadership role, whether it be Congress or supervisor, CEO, whatever. And to do the crawfish now, to back away from it now, it's egg on their face. They're scrambling. And that's my point of view. What's yours down below? I want to hear it. I know not everybody sees it the way I do. I'm kind of cut and dry with this stuff. But until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. I will see you hopefully at the USCCA Expo here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's beautiful. And yesterday was a good start to it. Got to meet quite a few people, and I look forward to meeting a lot more of you today. So be safe, guys and gals. See you on the next one. Bye.